Hi there. If you're listening to this, then you've taken a chance on a new podcast, and for that I thank you. This podcast will be centered around discussing the happenings in the Oceanic Pro League for League of Legends. My name is Mooshu, and I'm a league enthusiast. 2016 is a big year for both League of Legends and Australian esports, so I wanted to get behind it and support its growth. I'm personally a big fan of podcasts as they allow a forum of free expression and easy distribution. So each week, my co-host and I will discuss topics that we find interesting, as well as the results for that week, and eventually interviews with both OPL figures and OPL players. My co-host is Eddy Fatcat Sellers, who formerly was the Avant-Garde manager and has recently moved to the Chiefs. He's been a part of the scene for a long time and offers significant insight into what goes on in the pro scene and what we as casual fans might not see. He also has an interesting perspective as he's an excellent player in his own right, maintaining a rank between Diamond and Challenger. In this episode, we discuss the first week of the OPL and its format changes, as well as being a manager in Oceania, the dynamic queue, and our thoughts and predictions for the exciting second week of the OPL. So without any further ado, please enjoy the League Down Under episode 1.
League Down Under.
Eddy, how we doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I've 1:39 a.m. in the morning, and we've decided to finally start recording, and yeah, it's going good.
Yeah, dude. Got to work. Got to pay the bills and that sort of thing. So.
Indeed. One day the podcast might pay the bills. We might all be good. But here we go. Episode number 1. It's early days. It's early days.
Yeah. No, it's good.
So you and I have been we've been, I guess, friends for a few years. Working at the Woolworths.
Yeah, dude, the fresh food people.
The freshest of the food people. And you've always been that guy who's like ridiculously good at League, and that like I think the first time we started talking about League, and you're like, oh yeah, I think you were Diamond at the time, and I was like, holy damn, this guy's he knows a thing or two. I think I was like Silver at the time, and yeah, so you're always a very, very chill kind of guy, a good sense of humor, interesting perspective on things. We've had quite a few discussions about different topics. So yeah, you're a high elo player, and from what I've heard and what I've seen on the Twitters, you're respected in the OS community.
Yeah, no, I varying levels of respect, right? Like some people may dislike me, other people might not, but I think across the board, I'm pretty well respected in that regard.
No, yeah, I think once people like I guess interact with you, it's probably pretty good, pretty hard to dislike you unless you've called someone out and just torn them down or something.
Oh yeah, I kind of avoid calling people out. It never really ends well. So
yes,
yeah.
And when I found out that you were like actually involved in the OCE scene, in that you actually manage a team, I was just like, holy damn. I need to get this guy in. And I was just like, I approached you and was like, hey Eddy, do you want to talk about League of Legends, a bit specifically OCE, because 2016 is a big year, and I think I would like to be more involved in the scene, get behind it, and I think the best way to do that is to start a podcast about it.
Yeah, I mean, 2016 probably the biggest OPL year to date, so gonna be a big year. Keen to talk about things.
Get discussions going and shit.
Get down and dirty with the discussions. So yeah.
All right. So you were previously the manager of Avant-Garde in 2015?
Yeah. So I think I joined. I want to say end of 2004. The time is kind of skewed, right? Because the thing with managing an OS is you don't really know when you're official or anything. But I think it was kind of end of 2014, and then the whole of 2015 I was on board with AV.
What was your experience like with AV?
Top level, they're all pretty chill guys, they get shit done. It's kind of the people at AV are very player focused, because that's their brand, right? If they have no players, they have nobody to progress Avant, obviously, right? So all the guys there at the top are very player focused, and they're they get the gear that the players need. They give them their various kind of contractual agreements at a decent time. So I have no problems with like the management or anything. And the players are pretty much the same in the sense that they're like really nice guys. You know, they're all just trying to win and that sort of thing. And like, there's a few like they kind of meme and stuff, but I mean, they're all good people at heart. So,
Dude, who doesn't like a good meme? Who doesn't?
yeah, I mean,
Sometimes you can get out. It's just,
90, I think like 90% of my Twitter is just memes. So
oh, dude,
it's good. I'm a big fan of memes. You know,
you are just a simple memer.
I am.
Yeah, no, I've only ever had one like actual encounter with an avant-garde player that was like a Hearthstone player a couple of years ago when I jumped over the Hearthstone. Yeah, Koichi or whatever his name was.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what happened to him, but
yeah,
he's
neither.
a nice guy.
Yeah, he just sort of fell off the face of the earth. But yeah, really cool guy. And had a lot of chats with him. But yeah, so you've recently in 2016 joined the Chiefs,
Right.
the best team in the region. Is it safe to say?
Yeah, I mean, like title wise, I think nobody can like discredit Chiefs as being the best team in ice.
Captain Ray Dearson.
Yeah, Derek, his name is. So, like, I'm pretty fresh, right? So, like, learning all their names and stuff is interesting. But I've like known the guys, like the core five, for I want to say like since season 2. So what, like coming up 3-4 years?
You know,
it's like
it's
time's
getting on,
just
dude.
like a blur.
It's getting on, man. Where it's like I remember thinking in season 2, yeah, no, League will probably be around for another year or two. I mean, then we'll move on to a new game, but they've done to their credit, Riot's done a pretty good job in making it fresh, I guess. Like just changing it enough so it's still the same game, but giving us something to do new each season.
I mean, I don't really know how it got as popular as it has, right? Because you kind of just expect something like this to die, but it just hasn't died. Does that make sense?
Like, yeah. It's just like it's live. It sort of hasn't even come close to life support. It's like
it's like people have formed like people are like now at the point, especially at least in OS, where it's like it's not a viable option, but it's certainly like if you had a part-time job, like obviously that's how we're kind of in this situation, like part-time job. We had a chat. This kind of perpetuated out of it.
Yeah.
Like if you have a part-time job, you can theoretically, if you're like good enough at the game, right? Like if you're in the OPL, you're earning like OPL dollar, you could theoretically like quit your part-time job and probably sustain off of like league money.
Yeah, particularly if you're in one of the higher teams, I would think.
Yeah, right. So like depending on what the organization that you're under as well, like give you. So a lot of the orgs that are up right now, which are like player owned, which is like Legacy, Chiefs was founded off of player stuff. I'm not too sure like how it works now. But yeah, there's definitely like, I wouldn't call it viable, but it's like it's getting better. So like you can earn a decent amount of coin in OS, but it's nowhere near to like NA and that sort of thing, where you're earning like 6 figures if you're like top tier. So
yeah, but I think that's also a reflection of like just the population difference in that, you know, NA 350 mil,
yeah,
Australia is 25 mil, and then I suppose so you might be able to give it 35 mil if you include like the OS region as a whole. Maybe
yeah,
I'm not 100% sure what the population of New Zealand is, but
like, off the top of my head, I think it's under 300,000 people that actually play ranked in OS. So like while that is like a somewhat decent number, I mean it's Australia like isn't very respectful of like the esports kind of pursuit career kind of thing.
No, it's very much still, we're still like behind, much like I guess some of our political policies when we're quite behind in the progression of esports. But I think that's probably a reflection of the political climate in that, for example, not everyone has NBN or like a speed that they can stream at. So I think that instantly kills a lot of people's aspiration to be a professional esports player because they can't stream. And that's how I guess the part-time people would make the rest of their money is by streaming, because it's not a huge streaming culture in Australia. I think, I don't know, I don't watch too many.
It's kind of like the Chiefs top laner Swiper has like a average of like 100 viewers, which is like, it's pretty good for like OS. I think that's one of the, like, especially for like OS League, I think he is the top. I don't think anyone else pulls bigger numbers than Swiper. So
that's like kind of, I guess, solidifies or that sort of statement in that he's the one of the top players on the top teams, and he has the top stream of 100 and something viewers consistently.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of tops in that sentence, right? So
The top of the top of the top
you need
100.
to be you need a few tops in there before you can earn some good coin and kind of make it a reality. So
Because you need to hit, it's like a consistent 500 or something to get the Twitch subscriber thing.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Riot Twitch is actually really good with like Oceanic kind of Riot League in the fact that they give them like they help us or like help the players, I should say, not us, but like they help the players. Like they give them like Twitch sub buttons.
Yeah.
So like if you're a OPL player and like you don't really have an incentive to stream, like having a sub button and like having a contract with Twitch is like it just like pushes it forward, like that people are like interested, and there's like when you see like the donation or like the notification, it's like it's a very nice feeling, I would imagine, because it's kind of as if like your fellow kind of OS player is like with you and kind of pushing you forward. So
Yeah, everyone's sort of coming together. And I think that's sort of where we're at in that the ball's definitely in the court of, I guess, the people supporting OS in that. Even saying OS, I was talking to people tonight about saying OS versus OC. I've always said OCE, and then you're like, nah, dude. Everyone says OS.
yeah, man, I think it's like it might change from like game to game, right? But I think for the most part, because I watch a lot of CS:GO and I watch a lot of League, and every time like casters are on the desk, they always say OS. So that's not to discredit the OCE thing.
Yeah, you're not less of a person for saying OCE.
Yeah, but I've heard a few OCEs like scattered, but I think for the most part it's just OS. You know?
OS.
Easy to say. It's kind of like the Australian thing. You condense everything.
I
as much as
say, yeah.
That's it, OC, man.
I guess the counter argument that I was thinking was like, we don't say nah, we say NA, but 3 letters, 2 letters.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You can kind of formulate a word with OS, right? Like
yeah.
OS. Whereas nah is like nah. Well, I guess I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know how it works, man. But I know that it's OS. I know that much.
Yeah, I think I was watching like Destiny talk, and he said OS. I was like, what did he say? OS.
Yeah, no, I like I think if you're coming from somewhere where it's just like you don't really like talk to these players like all the time, like it's probably like a natural thing to say OCE because it's like
yeah.
What is it? I don't even know what it's like. Oshi, is it?
Oh, it's just Oceania. It's like the
it's just like the cutoff for the first 3
yeah.
letters
It's
of the
first
word.
3 letters of Oceania. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Oceania, right? So there's the O at the
Oceania.
beginning of the word. Yeah. So I think that's where it's like derived from.
Yeah, I think OCE has always sounded good, but yeah, it's like tomato. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, I suppose.
Like yogurt kind of thing. Yeah.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
So this week, Young and Eat was the first week of OPL with the new format of best of 3.
Yeah, so they previously did the BO ones, and it was like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it's kind of like
Cheesy.
yeah, like, a lot of people in OS are like pretty linear in the way that they play. Like I don't really think there's much cheese. Like I know that when I was on AV, we had lost a game, right? Because there was like a situation where we had to play one game another week, so we had 2 games in 1 week. So that was like really weird for us. But we lost the first game, and then we played the second one. And in the second one, because we lost the first one, and we were like, yeah, that's the strat. Like that's what we're gonna do. And then our games were like right after one another. So the team that we were playing after, which I think was, I want to say Direwolves, I think. So we lost to Sin, which is still in the OPL. And then, yeah, it was Direwolves. And then, so we had our standard kind of, team fight, like kill everything kind of goal. And then in the next game, we just cheesed them into the ground. It was, I think like that is probably the most cheesiest I've ever seen OS.
Jeez.
Like it was a pretty tasty mozzarella.
A pretty spicy jalapeno.
Yeah,
it's good times.
It was good though because like it wasn't like it was just like a fast push comp, and I don't know if you know what that is. It's kind of like you put all of your eggs. Yeah, you kind of put like Caitlyn is like the big kind of front runner for it, and you just kind of like assist her in pushing turrets.
Just smack forward. Yeah, no, I've definitely been in games before where. Like low elo games where everyone just runs mid and their whole strat is just go straight down mid. I mean,
yeah.
That's more or less the strat, I guess.
It was pretty much like the same thing, just in like a competitive game. So
that was the result of like I remember you telling me about this last year when it was happening. There was some shady things going on, and it resulted in a replay. And it was,
Yeah, so like obviously when things are online, like people are going to try and botnet them and like take them offline. So we were dealt like a bad hand one week and we got DDoSed, and then another team got DDoSed, and then Riot cancelled the games, and that's how we got in there, the 2 game in 1 week situation. But yeah, the BO1 thing was like it's good, but it's also really bad because I mean, it's good in the sense that you're getting different teams, you're getting like a more kind of variety like each day. But the BO3, you're getting the exact same thing, and it's just kind of spanned out across a few days. So there's like not really much change, but
I think like from looking in just immediately, it says to me that they're trying to promote consistency and like I guess deliver a more well-rounded package as a reflection of how the team actually plays and thinks. You know, if you have a chance to reflect on the first game if you lost and be like, this is what worked, this is what didn't work, we can go in and, you know, plan for something else. Like particularly if you got cheesed, I guess. But the I suppose I suppose the likelihood of a team cheesing you twice in a row the same strat is pretty low, and if you're silly enough to fall for it twice, you probably deserve to take the O2.
Yeah, I think that's like a fair summation. The thing about the BO1s was like nobody wanted to cheese because
if it goes wrong, you get wrecked.
Yeah, you only have like one shot, so you have to make it count. So everyone kind of plays safe and plays like standardized comps, and like it's just like it was pretty standard League of Legends. I think we were like the only team that ever like I think a few teams used Caitlyn, but I don't think anyone used her to like the effect that we did. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong.
I have to go back and watch all the games.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, no, I have to solidify this. But I think the best of 3 format is a little more engaging because you have time to get behind people and be like, I guess it sort of contributes to creating a story behind a team. It's like, they got smashed in the first game, they're going to come back in the second game. And that's really what I think is what pulls people in is if you can get behind a team. I mean, the same reason that people support like the Fremantle Dockers and the West Coast Eagles is they get behind players. They watch these players grow, and I think having more games in a shorter period of time, such as playing a best of 3, is lends to more of that sort of thing where you can get behind a player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Riot did like there was like a player summit like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Riot sat key figures in each team. So like for Legacy, you have Carbon. Immunity, you have like not Immunity. Sorry, they got
bad things happen.
They got kicked out. Yeah, for like Helions, they are now. They had T-Gun, which is he's actually not in the team anymore, but it's just like the figureheads for teams, right? And they kind of sit them down and they tell their story, and it's like a narrative kind of thing, and they play it at the beginning of the game, and they're like, "Oh, this team like practiced for this amount of time, and they're not doing too well." And then it like, if you're a fan of that team, you're like, "Oh, like screw you, man! Like my team's really good," and that.
I love these guys.
Yeah. So like, for example, in the first game, like I think it was the first game. I can't remember off the top of my head. Whatever the game that Legacy and Sin was.
There's the second series.
Yeah, there was like a like as I said, Carbon before.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the figurehead for the team, right? So he sat down and like did his interview, and then they recorded it. And then when the game started, he appeared in like a little box in the bottom left, and like he was like kind of talking some smack. But it's good. It's like good fun. Like
that's
the narrative's
what you like.
there. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's a really good way to surmise what I was talking about. Yeah, it builds a narrative, and that's what you want. It's something to follow along.
Yeah. Like it's like Riot is obviously like trying very hard to like appeal to the entertainment aspect of the OPL, which I think is like the perfect way to do it, right?
Exactly.
Because we have a few characters in the scene that are like pretty popular, and they're like pretty well spoken, and like they know what they want in terms of like where they want to place, which is first, obviously. So they're not afraid to like kind of push it along a little bit and make the story a little better. Yeah. And
it's sort of like the Anthony Mundine thing where you know, if everyone hates you, they're going to buy tickets to your fight just to like watch you get messed up. But
well, dude, I think that what you just said there, I think that is a perfect representation of what Chiefs are right now. No, seriously, like on the dot. I think a large.
What they're talking smack to get like drum up numbers. It's like,
No, like
everyone else is talking smack against them.
No, Chiefs are very respectable, right? Like behind closed doors, they say whatever they want, but for the most part, in the time that I've been with them, they're all like respectable guys. Like I know all of them, but it just seems like they are the team to beat, right? So it's like everyone wants to see them lose. So people watch the stream to see kind of Chiefs fall from grace, you know what I mean?
And lose their legend title.
Yeah, like they have that what's it called? It's like the legend matchup?
Yeah, the legend matchup where I don't know if you know how much, like, so there's added monetary incentive, as Spawn said. They didn't specify how much or what the go is, but yeah.
I mean, I could probably say it, but I just like, out of respect for Riot, I wouldn't.
Yeah. We'll reach out to Riot and be like, can we talk about it? Because I feel like it would. I think that's one thing that sort of is a little bit elusive to, I guess, at least me on the outside as a casual fan of League of Legends is. It's not so much transparent as how much like league players get paid and what these monetary incentives are. It feels sometimes it feels like it's a little bit cloak and dagger almost.
You can have like ballpark figures, right? But it's kind of like the same thing as asking your parents how much they earn, right? Like it's not rude, but it's just like it's like not something you do in like, you know, it's kind of hard to like formulate into words, but it's like you just like you let Riot do their thing. I don't know. It's weird. The payment system is weird. It's like great, but it's like just like don't talk about it. I don't know. That's just the vibe I get like across the board.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the vibe that I've sort of, I guess, felt from looking at Twitter,
which is fine, right? Because it's like Riot's doing their thing. You want to respect their privacy. Like I'm completely fine with that. So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for you as a spectator, it's probably like, oh man, this guy gets like $1,000 if he makes like this sweet play, you know, like
play of the week. It's like $1,000 or something. Yeah,
but that's kind of Riot's like shtick, and they like keep it however they want to keep it.
Yeah, Riot have always seemed like a company who keep it very close to the vest and like micromanage a lot, which you know has its positives and negatives, but this is definitely one of the, I guess, like perspective negatives in that it's like it's more along the lines I just want to know, I just want to
well, I mean like across the board, like in Korea, like maybe not so much in Korea because of the exodus, you know, where all the Korean players like went over to China and stuff, like, that's funny. But like NA, like they've recently kind of started to do it. There was a challenger team called Ember who released the total amounts of like what the players were getting, and it was okay, you know, it's pretty decent. It's really good considering they're like a challenger team, but
it's like everything in the US, everything's bigger at every level. Like you look at basketball, and their college basketball is ridiculous. College
like gridiron and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, I sometimes wonder if I grew up American, would I be a sports star by now? Like what would I be doing with my life?
Like the thing is, like over here, it's like it's a viable option in like the sense of what, like the AFL, and that's it.
Yeah,
I don't really think anything outside of it.
AFL. I'd say AFL rugby.
Oh yeah, rugby, of course. But
AFL rugby tennis, maybe.
I think to be, I'm talking like domestically speaking.
Okay, yeah.
I think AFL is like the only avenue that you really have to earn like decent money, and that's just a completely like
West Australian perspective, because I think there'd be,
because I know that there's a large following for like NRL or NF,
NRL. Yeah,
I want to say 3 letters. I don't really know what they are, but
3 rugby letters.
Yeah, so like I think over east there's quite a big following for those. So maybe domestically over there's more of like a stable kind of environment for it. But yeah. But yeah, I got a bit off track.
Yeah, dude.
I think Riot's a great company. They want to keep their finances to themselves, and that's fine. I guess
definitely. It's proprietary information. Like Blizzard recently withdrew them for releasing the sub numbers for World of Warcraft because they realized it's like, what does it matter anymore? Like,
the people are still like online and like doing things, you know, like it shouldn't necessarily matter like how much these OPL players are getting paid, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like curiosity is like a natural thing, obviously. So
exactly.
People want to know.
people want to know, and people also wanted to know why there are now 3 nights of OPL, and that's because we're playing best of 3, so you need 3 nights.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
The only problem that I have with the BO3s is it cuts into the LCK, which is the Korean equivalent of the LCS or OPL. Yeah. So it's like first 2 nights are great. Nothing else is on, I believe. Like there might be like some Turkey League on or something, but obviously like their respective kind of countries always like watch that. Like the Brazil scene is like huge, right? So
Yeah.
everyone like watches that. But the big thing is there's 2 games on the night that the LCK is played, right? So naturally you lose like, I don't know, like specifically, but you lose like a large audience to the LCK because it's like better gameplay, obviously. So
bigger names and stuff.
yeah. Like, kind of sucks, but I mean, you know, they got to do it sometimes. So
yeah, exactly. I think with the amount of league broadcasts going on, it's inevitable that it's going to happen. But maybe it's something they can look at in the second split, like maybe moving it to 2 matches on a different day.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Like if they had the matches on. See, the problem with like Australia is it's like having these matches at like certain times. It's like always going to conflict with people. You know, like as like stupid as it sounds, like people have like practice for like events and stuff because like not events, sorry, like sports. Like you go to soccer practice, you know, you do that sort of thing because it's expected in Australian culture. So like having it towards the end of the week is like. Kind of gets better because people aren't doing as much. It's like winding down to get into like the Friday. So, I mean, the way that it's scheduled now is it's fine. Like, there's no real like inherent problem with it. It's just unfortunate that it falls on the day of the LCK. But
I think I very much enjoyed the format this week. I felt like it was a lot more short and sweet. I mean, I think last year I definitely tuned into a couple of OPL broadcasts, and that was when they were playing, you know, several games a night and with the best of ones.
Oh, dude, I can, like, from an internal perspective, I can definitely say that it's a lot less hectic, right? Because you have your dedicated night, and it's just show up,
that's
do your
true,
stuff.
actually.
Yeah,
you have one night, like, be it Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you know, you don't have to... I suppose it's kind of like the tennis in the sense that sometimes you're waiting a long time for the games before you to finish. Like if everyone plays like an hour-long game, then you're going to be sitting around for a long time for the last game of the night. And just
bombing around, doing nothing kind of thing.
This is a real drag. But yeah, no, I think it's very short and sweet. It's nice to be able to just tune in and be like, oh, you know, OPL games, and it's over in like 2.5 hours, and you can go back to you can continue your evening, I guess.
Yeah, dude, it's like, because what, games go for like, we'll say 30 minutes. So, yeah, it's about 2 hours, like give or take a little bit. And then the games are like consecutive after one another. So, like, they don't wait until, like, they don't start at 6 p.m. Sydney time and then the next best of 3 starts at like 9. They just consecutively run after each other. So it like doesn't chew like large amounts of time. So it's like a real like casual viewing experience. And I think that's what like makes it a lot better than having it on one night and literally having like 5 hours of OPL just boom, just straight up, and then that's it for the week, and there's nothing else.
Yeah, I think also it with the shorter sessions, I find myself like being able to engage with it longer, like rather than just. I think I would walk into my room and do other things and have it on in the background, so you sort of take in some of it passively, whereas have the ability to just sort of like just sit there, and I have the attention span to sit there and watch a best of 3 these days.
Yeah, I mean, like BO3s are interesting as well. Like they're better than BO1s in the sense that new stuff comes out.
Yeah.
Like you get like that first game is like a buffer, right? So like you can fail on the first game and it's not the end of the world.
You can't, the old reverse sweep.
Yeah. Is it really a sweep though if you just win 2 games in a row?
In the sense that it's best of 3, yeah, definitely.
Like when I think of a sweep, I just think of like, you know, like one team's 2-0 and then bam. Suddenly it becomes 3-2 to the team that was originally on 0. So, yeah, I guess for the sake of it, I guess it's a sweep.
Yeah, no, I want to be able to chant reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason, right? Like, it's the best part.
It's sit at my computer just chanting
to nothing.
Yeah,
it's great.
But yeah, I think Riot reaches a wider audience this way because you spread it over 3 nights. So while it requires some people to commit more nights, I think it also frees up people who might have not been able to watch it on like the 1 or 2 nights last year.
Yeah, and it's like the viewer, like the Twitch viewer, is probably like not indicative of like how many people actually watch it, right? Because you've got the people that rock up to every night and watch it every night, right? And then you've got people that can only watch it this night, people that can only watch it that night, and people that can only watch it the other night, right? So I think it reaches like the net is bigger, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's reaching more people because it's not this one time every week for 5 hours kind of thing. So it's good.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot less grindy.
Yeah, it also, like, just talking, like, the players and stuff, it seems, like, better. Because previously you would, like, play your game. Like, say you played your game at the very end at, like, 10 p.m.? Like, at the latest, I think that was the latest. But from 10 p.m., like, all the way leading up to 10 p.m., you're, like, watching people just play games, right? And, like, there's always this notion in the back of your mind that you're like, oh, like, I have to play soon, like, so I can't really, like, enjoy this. I have to focus on what I'm about to do and who I'm going to play kind of thing. But with the difference, in days, it's like you play on the Wednesday, but the Thursday you get to, like, enjoy the double game kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more relaxing, I guess.
So everyone can enjoy it, even the players and the managers. Like, you can just chill.
Well, like, naturally during, like, OPL days, like, I'm just, like, on the ball all the time, so I pretty much have to be, like, getting everyone ready, making sure they've got everything ready.
Yeah.
Chasing people down.
Radio, make sure they put us on your back.
I mean, like, the Chiefs guys are, like, really good. They're actually probably, like...
The gold standard of the OPL?
I want to say, like, they're probably, I would say, like, the team that has the least amount of problems because they all know what needs to be done and they just do it. They're just great. They're wonderful. And that's not to discredit AV in any way, but, yes, like, obviously, like, some players are, like, better at organizing themselves than others, and I think Chiefs are probably the, if I could choose a model, okay, if I could choose a model of how people organize themselves to do this specific task of playing in OPL, I think Chiefs have hit the nail on the head, like, 100%.
Is that because maybe are the Chiefs player basically just looking at the team? I haven't looked into it too much, but are they older? Like, are they like because Ray D has been around forever?
Yeah, they're younger than me, I think, for the most part. And I'm 20.
Holy damn, you're 23, aren't you?
I'm 24.
You're an old
so
man.
I think they're all, I want to say, like, 20, 21.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, well, they're not like 17. Like, they don't laugh at, like. Oh, actually, that's a lie. They do laugh at dick jokes, but
dude, who doesn't laugh at dick jokes?
Right? Yeah, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, they're more sensible.
Yeah, yeah, they have
and
more
as
control.
soon as, like, OPL day is on, sorry, it's like game face, man. Like, everyone's ready to roll, basically. Yeah, I like Chiefs.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you're happy in the new position because it would kind of suck going to a new job and being like, you know what? Oh, I'd like to go back because then it's sort of like a bit weird. Would you have gone back if like the first week, or like, man, I did not like this? Would you like, Avant, take me back, love me again?
Because it's kind of like the second I left, I always kind of knew that I was going to like Chiefs, right? Because I've known them for like so long, and it's kind of like if you went to a job that isn't really a job, and it's just like you hanging out with your mates in a TeamSpeak server, and like shooting the shit and having fun with it. So I always knew that I was going to like enjoy their company kind of thing. So, but if in the theoretical situation that I didn't, I don't think I would, right? Because I had already set things in motion to like find people, and I like found a girl and she's really good and she's like learning like really quickly, and I wouldn't want to like take that away from her. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I would sit aside in that respect and like let her do her thing and like take the team. And it's like people are probably more receptive to females as well. So too easy, mate.
They can also be like, I guess, a little more dismissive sometimes, but I guess it's like a team by team basis.
Well, I mean, like, if you want to get into like the nitty gritty of it, there's like, there's not that many females in esports, so it's like kind of a rarity. And like, if it's also even more of a rarity if they're like really good looking or like even a little bit good looking. So it's just kind of like that wavelength where like you treat these people with respect because they're like so rare and like so nice or whatever. I don't know. It's just you're more receptive to a girl online than you are to a guy online, right? You want to accommodate for them.
Yeah, in the sense that like it comes from a position of rarity, particularly. Yeah,
yeah, dude, it's like the holy grail, you know, like
esports girls,
an esports girl, right? Yeah. But yeah, she does really well. Her name's Maddie. She's a really nice person. So
yeah, we'll see how she goes. I mean, I suppose you can always give her tips and such.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of coaching her, right?
Coaching her while she manages AV.
Yeah, like telling her like what to do, kind of thing. But like she's not really the type of person that needs telling. She kind of just asks like questions here and there, and pretty much does everything correctly apart from those questions that she asks.
So. I think that's sort of like how you'd have to learn in this sort of environment where it's like structured but not structured, in the sense that, you know, you have a rough idea of what you need to do, but it's sort of like a bit more like trial by fire kind of thing.
Yeah, like you kind of get, especially with me, I was kind of thrown in the deep end. Like the coach for AV, Savory, was just like, I had like applied, they said like, yeah, sure, like you kind of check out. And then I got invited to a Skype chat, and then it was like, all right, go, like do your stuff now.
Do things, Eddy.
And it's just like your eyes are wide open, and you're like, oh, I have to organize scrims now. I have to talk to these people who I've never like met before. Like, holy shit! Like, but it's while the learning curve is like steep, it's as soon as you learn it, it just becomes super easy, and it's like just repetition, that over and over again. So.
Like anything in life, if you do it enough times, it should sink in.
Yeah, dude, like riding a bike, right? Like
it's
maybe one day you ride your bike the poor way and you mess up scrims, and you will never do that again because you learn like how to not like run into a curb on your bike. I don't know. Terrible
analogies. You learn how to fly, and when you get thrown out of the nest, you're just like, here we go. You can actually go up and down rather than just sort of not die.
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, that being said, even now I make mistakes, so
that's good, because I think mistakes mean you're still learning, right?
Yeah, I mean,
keep going.
In the sense that like, what is there to really learn? Like, I help organize flights, all that sort of thing. So that was like a new experience for me. So I was like learning in that regard. But I think for like the general kind of organizing scrims, like conferencing with Riot, there's kind of not much else to learn. People like think that managing is a big task, but as long as you're like friendly with the people and you know what you're doing after a while, it gets really easy, and it's nice because it's a good pastime, I guess. So.
To micromanage a team.
Yeah, I never thought that like I could find enjoyment in doing something like this, so I was pleasantly surprised.
You studied human resources though, didn't you?
Yeah, so I come from like a management background, but I don't know, because it's kind of like you're managing like these 17, like 17, 18, 19-year-olds. You're like 5 years their superior. And yeah, it's pretty like hectic, but it's been a lot of fun, and I would have definitely regretted it had I known what it was like if I like chose not to get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's been while it's been hectic, it's been I guess a learning experience that you would have missed otherwise.
Yeah, man, it's really enjoyable, and I recommend anyone to like get into it because it's just great. Even if you don't travel to events,
yeah, just
I think that's the big shtick for people, right? Like they want They want to get on a plane on somebody else's dollar and like fly to events. Like
Isn't that an esports dream?
yeah, it is, right? Like, yeah, like somebody else is paying for me to go somewhere.
Yeah.
This is amazing, right? But it's you make friends, like you get to know these people, and like you network like you've never done in your life, because like you're just constantly being like showing these people from like all walks of life in OS, all different teams, all different other like employees. Like I talked to like some lady from a I don't even know what kind of company she was for, but she was like liaising with me to like get players on a plane, and like, it's just crazy, man, and it's great. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I suppose it's also like going to feed into your like later career. If you're like, oh, I was a manager of a esports team, and I suppose by the time, if you ever actually do finish with esports, by the time that's over, esports will be recognized, I guess, in other industries. Like I think it's we're in 2016. By I don't know 2020 or whenever you eventually move on, if you move on, I guess it's sort of like I think it would carry more weight now than say in like the earlier 2000s when I guess the esports dream is sort of just being realized. Everyone looked to Korea for StarCraft and we're like, oh man, maybe one day I can do that. Maybe I can manage a Counter-Strike team and make the big dollars. And
that's it. But I mean, a lot of things like that you do as a manager, you can just put on a resume anyway. So like things that I have, like I updated like this as soon as I became a manager and as soon as I developed like these cognitive skills to like get people like going and like do the tasks that need to be done. I was like, that's resume material right there, because it is, man. You're like organizing flights. You're like, you've got these young kids like in the palm of your hand and you dictate like where they fly. And
it's like the Sims, just click them off the edge.
Yeah, and I had technically I had like international players. They're from New Zealand. I don't know if that's international.
Yeah, well, it's like international in the sense that
you go to an international airport and you fly international.
And it's literally like paying for something with PayPass. You literally just like beep your passport on a thing and just walk through when you're going.
But it's like these boys, for flights especially, like you think that it's all just like, get on a plane, go to the place, get off the plane, right?
Yeah,
but there's like
life in between.
It's like getting to the plane, like making sure you get the plane, and you're doing this from like thousands of like kilometers away. And it's just like you're managing this guy to get on a plane and you're like directing him like, this is what you need to do. Here's your flight itinerary. The shuttle will pick you up. Look out for this person. Somebody's going to be holding up a sign. Don't get lost. Call me if you need me. Do you need money, kind of thing? And then like you allocate whatever you can to like the players that need it. So it's really cool.
Don't take candy from strangers.
That's it.
Don't get into unmarked white vans.
Make sure you lock the door, kind of thing. Yeah.
I know a couple of other esports players. Snowblind, who is one of my close mates, who played TF2 for Team Immunity. I know he was notoriously bad at getting on planes. Like I'm pretty sure he missed a bunch of practice sessions by not getting on the plane.
Yeah.
So dude, planes are just one of those things where it's just like,
dude, whenever the word whenever semi-final came around and like Summit, like you're always like, oh shit, like the planes are coming. Like you got to get this stuff sorted. But I mean, AV is the only one that I've done with planes because obviously it's the beginning of the season. Like Chiefs haven't had anything to fly to, so for the most part, like everyone on AV is pretty decent at like organizing. Like once they know like what's going on, they pretty much follow it to a T. So,
and I suppose like in the sense that it's their job, there's like that added incentive to do it right. I think. Yeah. If it's something you're just doing casually, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'll get there. And
I don't know if you've ever missed a flight.
Dude, I've missed so many flights.
The feeling in your stomach is not a good feeling, my friend.
I missed 2 flights in 2 days, and I don't think I've ever been so anxious, stressed, and just wanting to. I actually legitimately curled up on a ball on the floor in the airport and just didn't cry, but it was like
it's close.
Yeah, I was so close.
It was coming, dude. Yeah,
it was 100% coming.
You don't want to miss those flights. And believe it or not, the people that don't want to miss the flights don't want to miss them either. So,
yep,
yeah.
Anyway, back to the OPL, dude. Side management discussion is great, though. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Just lay it on me, dude. I'm a walking encyclopedia.
It's just like behind the curtain, we would pull it back and see like the other side of esports.
From the other side, dude.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
The Eddy Sellers story. Anyway, OPL with the next thing that I would like to talk about was the casters. So we have had four casters this week, and I very much enjoyed it. The main guy, Mr. Spawn, who as we talked about, last year, from time to time, it seems like he copped a lot of flack in previous years.
Yeah, I mean, I know him personally, like, in the sense that probably more acquaintances than friends, but
Talked to him a couple of times.
yeah, like here and there. Like I have him on my friends list on League, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, like that's a big achievement. But yeah, he's like a good guy. He definitely like I think it's fair to say that every caster like tries to improve and do that sort of
100%, yeah.
But I mean, I really like his casting, man. Like, I actually really enjoy like all of those casters because I think it's like terribly hard, and there's like a lot of admiration there as well for Spawn because he is like this soft-spoken dude, but he really knows what he's talking about. Like he doesn't mess around. Like he has a good knowledge of the game, and I think a lot of people like just kind of like take that in stride and just like throw it away and just like focus on.
Well, yeah, it's very easy to smack talk someone from behind a keyboard when you're watching something, and like I think if you watch enough footage of anyone doing anything, you'll catch them slipping up.
Yeah, man. And like, people make mistakes, right? Like.
And I think it's what you do with those mistakes that really count. But he's definitely like gotten better. I remember watching last year and sitting with my mates and be like, dude, this guy's a little bit cringeworthy. But by the time Worlds rolled around and he was on the analyst desk, I was like, dude, he's good. I'm enjoying this. And then, he has a beard now, and it's just like, teach me.
Are you like a fan of beards? Dude, I can't go fake for head.
Yeah, no, I think that's why I'm a fan of beards, is because like I just want to know what it's like, and Spawn having this big manly beard is just like, teach me, senpai.
Admiration, yeah.
Yeah, admiration. But no, this week he spent all week on the analyst desk, and I think that was I really enjoyed it.
If that's like Riot's doing, or like if he casts games, I'm not too sure, but like that's definitely like his forte, right?
Yeah, dude, he was so much better. Like I think I enjoyed him so much more sitting there talking, like bringing the games in, going to it after. I think he would, as you say, it's his forte. He did.
Like he wouldn't have a job if he didn't know what's up. So it's like, I think that guy improved like a lot, but I would like never, even when he wasn't as good as he was still good. People just kind of like dismissed him.
Yeah, and I think it's very easy to do.
Yeah.
It's for those, as you said, he's a soft-spoken dude, and sometimes people are looking to see those big guys shoutcasting just at the top of their lungs, just exclaiming everything.
I should clarify that in terms of like soft-spoken, I think he's only soft-spoken in the sense that we're comparing it to like Pastry Time and Atlas. Like these vocal cords with like explosive kind of like reach that just like pull you out of like your chair into the game. So,
and I think the thing is, if he was really as bad as some of the, I guess, the more or less Twitter hate would say, like Riot would have done something, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they did. They're like, but in the sense, I think he seems like the kind of guy who would be able to just take it in stride and be like, all right, maybe move past the hate and be like, this is something I can address. I think that's how I would like to look at Twitter hate, obviously at a certain level.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not as a person who's like tried to cast before, I have nothing but respect for these guys.
Yeah, dude. Like, I've casted a bit of Hearthstone, and even
just to keep that kind of flow and just to make it interesting, like all the time, is like super difficult, man. And then to add your own flavor and your own like experience onto it, mate, it's an art. It really is. It's like an art, right?
Yeah.
You can't discredit how much like work these guys do and how good they are at what they do. So, in terms of Spawn, like nothing but praise for that guy.
Side question: do you know what Spawn's name is? Because I was looking when I was putting together.
His name is. I won't tell you his last name, but his first name is Jake.
Okay, so Jake Spawn X.
Yeah. Like obviously, like it's probably like in the public realm somewhere, but it's just
Yeah, you can't hide that sort of thing. It's
yeah, I'll
2016.
just like call him Jake because I don't know like
Yeah.
what he wants. So
Jakey.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I think he definitely feels like he wants to protect his I guess name as much as possible, because like all his well, at least his Twitter, which as far as I went was just Spawn, like
yeah,
in the same way that mine's just like Mooshu, because I that maybe because it's more along the lines you want to be known by your gaming moniker rather than
yeah,
your
like your
actual name.
handle is like
Yeah.
yeah. Because like when people talk to me, and it still like bugs me out to this day. Like when people say Fatcat instead of Eddy, it's just like, oh, okay, so like this is the thing. Like people are going to address me as this,
Yeah.
especially like face to face. Like
Fat cat.
yeah, it's really
Fat
weird.
cat.
Like, I don't know. It's good, but it's like
Yeah, I think that's one of the unique things about gaming in general. Is like you get to pick your own name. I mean,
yeah, dude. You like adopt a name and you roll with it. It's great.
yeah, dude. Like I think I'm nearly at the point. Like my girlfriend calls me Moosh. Well, she says Moosh, which is like
It's like one letter off, dude.
Yeah, one letter off. But
Yeah.
it's like as much as you can, I guess, shorten. I've heard people call me Moo before, but yeah, it's fun times. Anyway, speaking of gaming monikers, Mr. Julian Pastry Time Carr. I very much enjoyed his casting this week.
Dude, I love Julian, man. I play normal games with that guy all the time, and it is the funniest stuff. So
you've heard some I guess off the air casting of these
like,
normal games.
It's really interesting, right? Because like I knew Julian, or like I knew of. Okay, so I wasn't friends with him back when he was first starting out because I didn't care about like competitive. I would just like watch it every now and then. But like I've legitimately seen that guy progress from nothing, like all the way up. Like I've seen the curve, you know what I mean? And it's really like cool to watch.
He's grown up in front of you, like your son.
I remember when, I don't know if he still has it, but he used to have this huge, like massive tuft of hair. And it was like,
oh, dude, I think I've seen a picture of that.
yeah,
where he's
and
just
it just
like,
used to go all the way over the front of his face, and he always used to push it to the side, like a mannerism kind of thing. So I remember, like, that was like 5 years ago or something crazy. So yeah, I've known that guy for a while, and he is probably the staple OS caster. Like when you think of OPL, you think of
pastry time.
Pastry time. Shout out to Papa Smithy, by the way, as well, because
yeah, no, he's doing things, isn't he?
yeah, dude,
he's over in Korea.
But like,
yeah,
he was kind of integral to, like, when I watched like their like duo name or whatever was like Papa Time, or so it was good. Watch them both grow up. I think he's a great caster. Like I said, I can't really comment on him being bad or anything because he's just not bad. Same with Spawn. Like, I think these people are like really good at what they do. So,
do you think it's kind of rough that they stand up while casting?
oh, like no, because like,
or do you think you're more energetic when you're standing up?
When you're sitting down, if you try and shout and like move your body, because like that's effectively what it is, right? And that's what like sportscasters do as well. Like when you're sitting down, you're like swiveling in your chair. It's just not enough. So like standing up is fine, but when they come into the OPL, part of me just wants to see them like sit, like behind like a desk, you know?
Yeah, it looks kind of strange almost. It's like they're just sort
yeah.
of shuffling left and but once you're in game, you can't see them anymore. It's fine because and you can hear. I suppose you can almost hear the difference between them standing and sitting, and being able to, as you say, project your voice, being able to get some of those deep shouts when someone's getting a penta.
It's good stuff. I love it.
Yeah,
standing up is good. Like,
yeah, dude.
No complaints here, mate. Standing up's great.
Yeah, I want to get a standing desk to stand up all the time, and just scream at my
Actually,
screen.
dude, you know how you talked about that the other day?
Yeah,
looked into it, mate. Keen as.
Dude, we'll go to IKEA and get the $300 introductory model.
Yeah, dude, make a day out of it.
Yeah, sounds good. Get some dollar hot dogs going. Whew. All right, moving on to two guys together. The last two, Rusty and Atlas. I think, dude, those two together, they were my favorite casting duo of the week. I think they did so well. Like, yeah, it was a very good dynamic. Like Rusty has a fantastic voice. Shout out to Rusty. You have it's everything I want in a male voice.
So like I've had the privilege of like knowing these two boys for ages, and like Rusty used to be a pro player, and I don't even know how he got into it. He just made the switch one day. I think he casted something like out of the blue, and he was really good at it, so he just kind of went down that path.
Yeah.
But I think because he started like so fresh, and like the way that they brought him into the OPL was actually really surprising because he really didn't have like any experience, and it kind of showed in the beginning. But like, dude, like that guy has improved like a crazy amount over the time period, and it's really great to see because I really love that guy and Atlas as well. Like they're both really good friends of mine, and I don't. Yeah, it's kind of hard to like criticize your friends. Like you have I have no criticisms of these people.
The only thing that like bothered me a little bit about Atlas is sometimes it felt like he over exclaimed on the analyst desk. He's like yelling. I was like,
yeah, that's right, but
buddy, just calm down.
I'm just like so used to it, dude. Like it's
just,
when you boot up the OPL stream, you're not like, God, can't wait until Atlas is excited. About, like I really hope Atlas isn't excited about the game again tonight.
No. I guess it just sort of like scared me almost. I was like,
Alex, yeah, I'm sure he'll love, dude. I'm sure he'll love that. He'll be mystified.
But yeah, and also bringing the pro players in this week, I think on the analyst desk was pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Who was on this week? It was like Rymeister and Mitch. I know Mitch or Destiny. To anybody listening, Destiny is the AD carry now for AV. So bringing those two on. Rymeister's been tried and tested as like a good addition to the desk.
Yeah, he had a very good, like, I guess, very sort of professional stand, like sitting stance. It was good. He had a
dude. Riot has never given Mitch the opportunity to like sit on a desk, and I think he owned it, dude. He destroyed it. Like, if they don't invite him back, I would be
Riot.
Yeah,
you're gonna Riot.
I would like be very, very, very surprised if Destiny does not show back up on the desk.
Well, if he doesn't, we'll start the trend. #
Oh, dude, I'll start something.
Destiny for desk.
Because like, I don't know
Destiny
if you watched
desk.
it or if you caught it.
I caught like the end of it.
Dude, really crisp, really clean, not nervous at all. Like
Well-spoken.
First time in front of a camera, good hair, wearing a good get up, talking with the casters. It was great. It was wonderful. It was like he was part of the team, dude. Couldn't have asked for a better like player to sit on.
I think I think the comparison is drawn to like Minky Whale, who was on the desk also this week, and he was like a little bit, I guess,
he was a bit shaky.
Yeah, he was a bit shaky. I think he was just nervous, but he was
I
definitely
mean, some people
flat.
like deal with social situations better than others or whatever, and like it's fine. Like I've seen Minky on desk before, and he did well, so maybe it was just like an off thing. I don't necessarily think he did bad. I just think, as you said, he was pretty nervous
compared to like your mates. Then
dude, it took me back. Trust me. Like when Mitch Destiny went on the desk, it was like crazy. I was like, where is this kid? Like, where did he come from?
So beautiful.
It's just like watching this guy just articulate his opinions perfectly. It was great. It's wonderful. I enjoyed it. Good job, Mitch. I'm going to send you this, so you're gonna hear that. Good job.
Good job, Mitch.
Well
plus one, buddy.
Plus another one, so +2.
+2? Okay.
+2.
Moving on to the results for this week. As you called it, you were saying to me earlier in the week, dude, it's going to be a league of sweeps. All matches are going to be 2-0.
Yeah, dude, I told you, right?
Like Crumbs, the prophet himself.
Well, dude, like, the teams that played this week were, like, pretty clear-cut. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I can just look, and I just know that, like, Direwolves are better than Absolute. Or Infernum now, sorry. Legacy are better than Sin. I'll actually come back to that because I don't think I did Sin justice in saying that. And I knew that Chiefs were better than Trident, and Avant was better than Helions. So, I mean, pretty clear-cut. You expect teams to win, and they win, so... Yeah.
So you want to go back to the Legacy and Sin?
Yeah, so... in the games that I watched of Sin, I'm trying to, like... not like reveal like how they play or anything, but like they did really well. Like their scrim results are really good. So
that was in one of their videos, wasn't it? They were talking about their scrims.
Yeah, they posted like a video recently about.
Yeah, I watched that. It was very. I was like, get to know Sin a little bit better.
Yeah, it's good. I actually really like the Sin guys. Like we've had our issues because of DDoS against us, not by Sin or anything, but we were playing against Sin when we got DDoSed. So we had our issues, like we don't like each other, or like we didn't like each other. I don't know. It wasn't even a dislike. It was like
it's just sort of like it's sort of like circumstantial in that You know,
Like,
you were on
it
the
was
bad
so
end.
weird. Like there was our little memes about Sin in like our little group, and then Sin had their little memes about us, and it was like it was fine. It was just banter. So, I
It,
mean, I wish nothing but the best for all the people over at Sin. I think they're great guys. So
yeah, dude, we come for the league and stay for the banter. Let's be honest.
that's it, man. Banter is the nectar of life.
Banter for good times.
It's great. I love banter.
I think there was it was either the Direwolves Inferno match or the Legacy Sin where it was like it felt like Game of Thrones. It was Direwolves, wasn't it? When I came in on Tuesday night and it was like, no, it was definitely Legacy versus Sin because it was right after it happened, and I was like, dude, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think the Legacy game was like pretty clean from Legacy.
What about the second game? The second game felt like it was
Second game was like, I just in the first game was like perfect. I think for
yeah,
Legacy.
they just sort of rolled them, didn't
They
they?
just like Carbon, the jungler for Legacy, did like everything right, in my opinion, and like just kind of snowballed the game. Really, like they gave him Graves, and Graves is like a notorious like it.
God.
Yeah, it's like pretty high ban percentage right now. So
I think just to jump to the NA for a sec, Dardoch in the last of the Challenger series, like making the Challenger series thing, his performance in Graves is sort of like just solidified him in the role.
that guy is really good.
And then
Like he could play Teemo, and I would be like, "Oh, nice, great.
good pick, dude. Good
Yeah,
pick.
great
I
pick.
can't wait to see how this goes. I think
He's actually on TL now. Did you hear?
yeah, because Dominate retired.
Yeah. Which is upsetting because I really like Dominate, but anyway,
He was sort of
Dardoch's really good.
He was a story of how you can be banned for a year for being toxic.
Dude, I actually don't think, and that's part of the reason that I liked him because he was a bit of a dick, you know, a bit of a villain kind of thing. I never think he changed the way he was. He just kind of masked it.
Well, I think as long as the end result is the same, I think there's not much more you can really do.
Yeah, as long as you're not being like a outwards dick to like
yeah,
telling people to like hang themselves and stuff. You know, like that's kind of a no-no. So
no, it's definitely kind of a no-no, particularly when you're like a named player.
yeah,
And,
you know,
anyone who's like a little bit pissed off can screenshot it and send it to Ray. Be like, how can you let this happen? I suppose that's sort of a credit to, or I guess a negative of Twitter, depending on your perspective. It's like you can do that sort of thing and tweet directly to Ray, be like this, and get support. It's like, man, I don't want to be abused by a pro player sort of thing.
But it's like it's also good, right? Because it sets the standard. Of,
Exactly.
like,
yeah, you need to be an upstanding player to be also a pro player. We want That's something they've done a good job of. Is like, I guess, like or hate their micromanaging of players. They sort of like perpetuate this stand up, obey the rules sort of.
Yeah, if you don't like, you can get out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know. Riot's a great company, really.
Righto.
Some of the stuff they do is a bit questionable. But...
Yeah, sometimes, but I think that can be the same with most things. Like, from our end, we don't have all the data. We just sort of look in and be like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Kind of don't like what you're doing there, right? Yeah.
Because they were recently shit. I'm blanking on the company name that now owns the majority share of Riot.
Tencent.
Yeah, that sounds.
They're a Chinese company and they own like everything now. All the marbles are in the Tencent court.
Good time for esports to be centered in China. Well,
yeah,
sort
dude.
of. All the money's in China.
China is massive.
All the made in China.
I think we got a bit off topic.
Yes, back to back to more games. So I think the game that really I enjoyed watching this week was your mates, the Chiefs versus Trident.
Yeah.
I think because I'm a Beamer. Atlas was referring to his Beamer. I was like, oh, Rusty, and I was like, man, that's fantastic calling him Beamer because it's always said BMA.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, remember that OCE OCE?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I call him
Beamer.
Yeah, I call him BMA. I'm like
Os and BMA. Dude.
I say Os instead of OCE and Beamer.
Beamer.
BMA, yeah.
But no, I've been a Beamer fanboy since like because back when he was on on the
NV,
and he was a pretty good top 10 Legend Hearthstone player. It's just like teach me something. He's a really smart dude, isn't he?
Yeah, like I don't know, I'm kind of friends with him, I guess, more like acquaintances. Like we played in RF LAN a few times, which is like a local Perth event. But
good times, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a chill dude. Like he's definitely smart about everything that he does. I think he got worse as time kind of progressed and people got better, but he's still like relevant. So.
Yeah, because he went off and worked for Riot for a year.
Yeah, dude.
Now
Living
he's
the
back.
dream.
Now he's back living the dream in Perth.
Yeah, I think he's still in Sydney. I want to say
Oh,
he's
is
still in Sydney.
Yeah, probably not a bad decision. I mean, more likelihood to have NBN over there than
Yeah,
in the
I
Perth
think, I think
development.
he's coming back, but I'll have to consult the man before I make any statements.
Don't want to spit. Oh, he's in Perth. No, he's in Sydney. Just,
Yeah, no speculation here.
you got to send the fanboys and girls somewhere, dude.
If Brendan has fangirls, I will
Eat a hat.
my shoe.
Eat your shoe.
Yeah.
All right, confirmed, dude. I'm gonna.
Not
make
that he's
you
a
eat
bad
your
looking
shoe.
dude. It's just started. He's out
Are
of
you
nowhere.
trying to say no one can love BMA? Is that what you're saying to me?
He's a cold mistress. Yeah, but the Chiefs training game. The first game was interesting.
Yeah, the second game just felt like they were outclassed.
But I don't know. The thing about Chiefs is I'm like never worried. You know, like as weird as it sounds, I'm never worried about how the Chiefs are going to do.
How they're going to win their games. It's going to happen.
I just always assume that they're going to win. So, I don't know. Like, the Trident game, it was, to their credit, like, Trident has been screwed with bosses. They got screwed, man. So, like, I guess to their credit, they did really well. But, yeah, not good enough, unfortunately.
No, it just felt like they weren't quite there yet. Like, I think by the end of the split, we'll see them doing, better things. Maybe if there's a Chiefs Trident rematch, we'll take a game off.
Oh, I think there is, but I'm going to say 2-0 again.
Keen as a bean.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been involved with the Trident guys as well. Like, same thing, like...
Sort of helping them out in their time of need?
Yeah, kind of. I, like, know all the guys, so by knowing all the guys, you kind of find out everything they're doing kind of thing. So, like, I know how they got screwed, like, what they were doing, that sort of thing. And the Trident management are, like, really cool as well. Like, shout out to Josh, because I don't think he'll watch this, but love you, man. You're a good dude.
Just profess your undying love for him and he'll never hear it.
He'll never know, dude. Go down.
That's great. The second game of Chiefs Trident was pretty good. Like, it looked like... Because they gave him Trident gave him a bit of trouble, but it sort of, by the end of it, you could sort of see that the experience and the team fights and the rotations of Chiefs was just far superior and just sort of like...
Yeah, I think Chiefs kind of, like, got into the groove, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, it's just like, even the casters were saying, it's like, first game did not look like Chiefs at all. And then, like, second game, it's like, that's Chiefs. Like,
that's a Chiefs game.
That's a Chiefs game. That's what you're used to, so...
Do you think anyone will take the Legend title off them this season, or are they just going to make bank by winning all the Legend games?
There's a case for it, because, like, Legacy got a house, so obviously they're going to improve.
In case any international people are listening to this, houses in Australia are ridiculously not overpriced. I think it's just a reflection of the market, I guess, but it's really hard to buy a house here.
It's like, it's not sustainable as well, so...
Yeah.
I think they have something worked out with their sponsors, but not 100% sure. But, like, obviously, if you're in a house, you're going to be better, you know. I don't know much about the coaching staff, like, on the Legacy side, but in terms of, like, taking a game off of Chiefs, or, like, taking a series or a game...
Taking a series, because I'm pretty sure you have to take the series to get the title, right?
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, well, otherwise you could end up in a situation where you win, like, 1 out of 3 games and take the title off them if you only have to beat them once.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, that is like, guess we messed up, boys. Guess we messed up.
Oh, damn, we didn't 5-0 someone? Guess we lose the title.
Guess we don't get paid.
Obviously, because I'm with Chiefs now, and I've always been, like, a bit of a Chiefs fanboy. I think, like, them going over internationally, like, you just want to support the team.
Is it Radio's jawline?
Yeah, dude, clear-cut perfection. Maybe, I don't know, it's probably, like, it's weird. It's really weird, right? Because you can't ever discredit Legacy, because obviously they beat Chiefs in winter, like, ages ago.
Yeah.
And that was with, like, completely different players, so... I mean, like, top to bottom, Tally moving to the top lane. He's done it before. He's, like, pretty good. He's a pretty good player. Choo Z in mid is, like, he's just crazy good all the time, and he's never been irrelevant. He's always been good.
Kept up with the patches, kept strong.
Yeah, dude. Carbon is like the big boss. He's like the vocal leader that Legacy needs. Very stoic kind of person. King is pretty volatile. Like he's a very like explosive player. I have like my disagreements with him, but I like can't say that he's a bad player. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
And Dew, or like his name's gonna be like Regret 9. Now I think
instead
like,
of Jubes.
no, Dew.
Oh right, yeah, dude.
Yeah, flying.
When I saw that, I was just like, oh.
Yeah, so that's like a bit non-PC or whatever it is, but I mean, top to bottom, like Legacy is a good team. So it's just a matter of like whether or not they can pull it together. And I like the way the Chiefs play in OPL is like so crazy. Like they just punish your ass for like making a mistake. It's like nice League of Legends to watch. I don't mind it.
Just watch them work their magic.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of like a definitive answer of like people taking the Legend title away from Chiefs, I think maybe for like a week, if that. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, I think it would only be for 1 week.
But that's the thing though. Like if Legacy beat Chiefs, then Legacy will have it in theory
until they play
like,
Chiefs again.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So
they would have it for a while then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'll rephrase that and say, if Legacy beats Chiefs, I don't think Legacy would lose it until they play Chiefs again, and then they would lose it.
They'd just be so keen to get the extra money.
No, it's not even the money, dude. It's just like a pride thing, you know, like because obviously there's that long-standing kind of it's always going to be Chiefs versus Legacy.
It's
it's
TSM, CLG,
yeah,
O style.
It's the OS equivalent of that. So there's
you
always hype.
Got to pick a side. I think I'm just going to pick Legacy just to drum up controversy on this podcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to wreck you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Chiefs will hold on to it. 70% sure.
How did you think your old boys went this week against the newbies, the Hellions?
Dude. Right, so I always got like a special place in my heart for AV players.
AV,
oh
represent.
My God, dude, first game they killed me, bro. Oh, I was like crazy, like please win, please, because Helions aren't very good, and like I like the players on Helions, but they just haven't got it together yet, and I think they could get it together, but thus far they haven't. So obviously you want all the wins you can get in the OPL because every win matters. So, I mean, AV did okay. The second game was really clean. I think it was actually like a perfect game. Like 0 deaths from AV's side. But the first game kind of showed, I don't know, like the weakness of like the new roster kind of thing. But that being said, like across every game, like every series, I think like the first game was kind of shaky from everyone.
They sort of warmed up in the second game where it's like, all right, let's close this out.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, you haven't played OPL for like 6 months. You don't want to mess up your first game, so you're a bit rusty kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, AV did fine. Like I expected them to 2-0 that, and they did. So,
all right, cool. This week, Rank Q started 2016 season number 6, and OS was lucky enough to finally receive Dynamic Q.
Yeah, dude, Dynamic Q. It's fun. It's great. I actually really enjoy it. I thought I would hate it. So
yeah, dude, I remember you talking a couple of weeks ago before the season started. You're like, "Oh, dude, this sucks. This is such a bad idea." But now you're flip flopped.
I still think it's a bad idea, but it's fun. So whatever. I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely like I guess a more encompassing approach because as I talked to you before, it's like people who want to play solo queue but also want to play with their friends either had to either only play with one other friend or be forced into rank 5s, and they're not really working towards their solo queue goal if they're playing rank 5s. And if they're casual, they're probably not going to do both. And so Dynamic Queue seems like a pretty good answer.
Yeah, I mean, the only issue I have with Dynamic Queue, I think, is like there's like some algorithm, right, where it's like 95% of the time you don't get put against 5 stacks. But I think it's probably like 60-40 right now, at least in like the higher echelons of ELO hell.
Well, I suppose there's only so much you can do in the
Yeah,
upper
dude, like the
echelons.
player base at like the top tier of levels of play, which right now is like Diamond 5 because everybody's like,
Reset.
yeah, so I mean, it's pretty clear cut that like you're running into these 5 stacks if you are soloing. So kind of sucks, but I mean,
It is
it'll
what it
even
is.
itself out, I guess. The stupid thing with dynamic queue is nobody's really giving it a chance. They're all just like kind of hating it, and I was guilty of the same thing. I still think it's a terrible idea, but it's fun, right? And Riot, as a company, they want to see their brand grow, so they're going to appeal to
The casual.
the casuals. Yeah,
That's where the money is.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's the right business choice, right?
Yeah, I think that's to Riot's credit. Sometimes they do these things to attempt to keep the game fresh, and they seem like a little bit crazy at the start, but like 6-8 months down the track, we'll be like, yeah, no, dynamic queue, pretty good idea. Is it? Someone was telling me today that they're separating it into dynamic queue and just solo queue.
Yeah. So like solo queue is like strictly
Just
solo.
yeah, just you, nobody else, no duos.
Yeah, it's like that's
And
it. It's like you can't duo with anyone.
and then dynamic queue is going to also replace rank 5s as well.
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Yeah, I think. Well, that seemed kind of like a little bit strange, so it might not be 100% accurate, but
Yeah.
some weird stuff is going down, Edward.
Weird stuff's good, man. Loving it. Having fun with it. Still kind of sucks, but loving it.
What are the queue times at the upper levels with I guess like the with the you have to set your
Dude.
role preference and stuff?
Yeah, so like you choose your primary and then you choose your secondary. And if you have people in your lobby, you can't have the same, well, like they can't have the same primary, and like they can't have their primary as your primary.
So basically,
It's really weird, man. I don't know. I just queue up for stuff, and then if it fails, I just click another button and queue.
because you can set your primary and your so say if I set my primary as mid, I can then set my secondary as like
You can go
top
like 80
or
top. Phil is a good one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can you go
so
fill? Can you select primary fill?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, maybe. I know when you're queuing with more than like just you need to
Let me see. I've actually
fulfill a
got the
bunch.
client open, so I can just check. Give me 1 second. I'm pretty sure you can't. Like, I'm pretty sure you have to queue as a role.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think
Yeah.
like
Oh no, you can. You can queue as Phil.
Phil. Well, I suppose that
Oh, you just queue as Phil, and that's it.
Oh yeah, I suppose if you're queuing primary Phil,
Phil, it's a bit redundant. Yeah.
yeah, no. Well, even that, yeah, primary Phil, secondary. I'll ADC.
Yeah.
But
So,
I want to Phil first.
It's like as I said, I don't really have any problems with it. Dynamic queue, like, it kind of sucks if you're like a competitive player, but it also teaches like people how to play as a team, which I think something is like it's starved. Like OS is really starved of that kind of thing. So, it's not too bad. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think that's particularly where Chiefs just like crap on people is
Dude,
the team
you have no
play.
idea.
And
I'm sitting in the TS and I'm just hearing like, I've been waiting 55 minutes for a queue, and then they get in a queue and they like smash people, and it's just funny because like these guys can't do anything because they're versing 5 Chiefs. But to the other side as well, like they have been losing some games where like they won't queue as 5 or they queue as like 3. So I mean, the system is kind of working. Like it's kind of getting there. It's kind of okay.
The system is absolute. EU West went down just recently as a result of it.
Oh yeah, dude, they had like
overloaded.
big issues with it or whatever. But I mean, when does EU West not have issues?
I was
right?
gonna
Like,
say classic EU West.
Yeah.
It's like they're running on DOS or something. So
yeah, just like
really
MS DOS, just like
Yeah.
monkeys operating the computer.
it's just a whole bunch of zeros and ones.
That's it. I mean, I don't really know like specifics about that, but I know that it crashed.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that it didn't happen here, man, because like,
Well, they just reverted back to solo
yeah, it kind of
duo.
sucks though, because like, I don't know, now everybody doesn't get to play like dynamic humans. It's just like a mess. It's just
Well, yeah, I think reverting to solo duo is better than nothing.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it carries on over into.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking at the post. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, nothing really changes. They just have to wait a little bit longer. What I want to know is why it works on like other servers, right? Like, why does it work on this one? Why does it work on NA? But then it gets to EU West and it just doesn't work. Like,
Apparently, Korea had problems. They got a little bit sagged.
sagged in the sense of
It caused, like, I don't know if it went down, but it definitely, like, slowed down.
okay.
Yeah, because it's alluded to in the thread. But yeah, I look forward to playing some dynamic queue, having fun times. My friends who are at the sort of the silver elo bracket are just getting wrecked at the moment because I think that they're sort of like in quote unquote elo hell where everyone who's like okay at the game is being spat out during the placements.
Yeah,
sort of
I think if you're okay, let's say you're silver one, right? Or like you were silver one last season. I don't think you should queue up right now. I think you should wait.
Yeah, you're going to get wrecked and end up in bronze.
Yeah,
Dude, that...
it's not so much where you end up. It's just like the quality of teams is like you're gonna have these people that have like really good MMRs but are like actually bronze, and it'll just hurt you because like they don't actually know how to play the game.
Yeah, I think I didn't play any solo queue last year, so I look to amend that this year, and I'll probably start at like, I think I finished 2014 at like sort of a bronze, no, not bronze, gold 4. So I'll probably be like high silver, like probably silver 4, silver 5.
Yeah, if you didn't play any at all last season, you might not even have a rank.
So bronzy, here we come.
Yeah, dude, might have to work your way up from the bottom.
It's going to be time. Just when I thought I identified as a gold player, I'm actually a bronzy.
Yeah, that sucks. Good luck.
Thanks, buddy. Alright, the last thing we'll do today is we'll have a quick look at next week's schedule. So on the Monday, we have Trident vs Sin Gaming.
That's actually a doozy, dude. Just hearing that? Yeah, man, that sounds that one's interesting. I'll definitely be catching that one.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like it's going to be like a good series, but I think like I think I'm going to back Trident this season. That's what
he's brave. Like Rymeister, he's a god. Can't count him out, dude. And Rymeister will beat BMA, right? So
yeah,
I think this one...
I want to back Trident this season, but yeah, no, I think Sin will take it 2-1.
Right, okay. Yeah, it sounds about right. Because I think that, but then again, I think, okay, so the thing with Trident is their mid laner isn't as good as Sin's mid laner, right? But then Sin's jungler, which is Juice, isn't as good as Impaired, which is Trident's jungler. So there's like, there's like the flip of the coin. Like one side is worse than the other, but the other half of the equation makes it up. So it'll be interesting. Will be interesting. I really look forward to that game.
What do you think the score? Do you agree with the 2-1 or
what? 2-1 for Sin?
Yeah, like or Sin's going to scrape a 2-0, and it's going to be like heartbreaking for Trident.
You know how you have those things that like you don't bet on. Like you go to a place.
Yeah, and it's so even.
It's so even. I really want to see Trident win because I love all the Trident boys. Like they're good boys. I want to see them like get their first win kind of thing. But that being said, like same thing goes for Sin. Like would love it either one. But if I had to like pick one, I want to say Trident.
Hey, he's on board,
I want to say
boys.
Trident.
He's on board.
I want to say Trident 2-1.
Trident.
Because like they showed signs of like kind of knowing what's up against Chiefs in the first game, and then the second one as well. Like they gave him
hell
in the beginning. Yeah, like the wins weren't easy, right? And then you look on the other side of the spectrum, and like the first game for Legacy was really easy. And then the second game was like the Chiefs' first game, but like a little harder. So like there's a lot of similarities in like both of these teams. So it'll be like a really good match to watch. So I will definitely be catching that one.
Sounds good. Don't miss it, boys and girls.
That's it.
And everyone in between. Second game the one game on Tuesday is Avant versus Legacy. This sounds like another great game as well.
This is a doozy as well, dude.
Oh, doozy week 2.
Obviously, I'm going to go for the AV Boys 2-0. I actually think, no, I don't know, because like, I don't know when
Legacy?
I don't know when this will be released, but
I
got some inside goss. I'm not gonna.
So we'll talk about it after it happens. I guess
we can.
Sweet. So
hopefully, I mean, I'm gonna say 2-0, like no matter what. But like looking at it, they're both really strong teams. I think like the new lineup of Legacy is still adjusting to one another. So if AV wins, or like when AV wins, because I mean 2-0 incoming, you know, I think it'll be as a result of like the roster. But that being said, like it really is only changing one player, and then like another one's moving to a role. Legacy's a strong team, man. I can't count them out. AV's strong too. Like lots of roster changes, lots of like new roster played.
What's your final decision, young Edward?
Oh, dude, 100% 2-0.
To who? To AV?
To AV, yeah, AV 2-0 over Legacy.
I'm going Legacy 2-1. It's like the middle ground.
Really? Oh man, I hate you. Right? I hate you.
Hey man, I don't have this sweet inside information that you're dealing with. So
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to say I told you so.
All right, we'll see.
That's it.
All right, and for the double game night, we have in the first game Infernum versus Hellions, and
that's a really good game too.
That's gonna be a good game in the sense that they're like very close in terms of
like
skill.
Both bottom of the pack,
skill match,
they're like fighting it out to like not get more like
wet noodle fight.
Yeah. So like I think I want to say Infernum, dude. Like
yeah, dude, I'm on.
I mean,
Infernum this time.
Helions just don't seem to have it together. I think Seb is a good jungler. See, the Helions jungler like really has seemed to like struggle in OS. So
he's been dragged around the map a bit.
Yeah,
not really making much happen.
No, I don't know. He's not bad by any means, but it's just like stacking up to like the big names here. It's weird. He hasn't. That being said, though, in the first AV game, he was pretty good against AV. Cookie, I think his name is. So probably like I think that one will actually go to 3 games.
So Infernum 2-1?
Yeah, I think, but I definitely think it'll go to 3 games with Infernum taking it.
Oh, dude, I am keen for some 3-game series.
Yeah, dude, I'm sick of these sweeps, hey?
Yeah, dude, League of Sweeps no more, hopefully.
Yeah, dude.
Alright, the last game of next week is Chiefs versus Direwolves. Dude, it's a good week, isn't it?
Dude, that's a banger as well. What's going on? This is great.
They're like, lol, we got Sucker Punch week 1 with all these sweep games. But now we've got some skill match game.
Yeah.
They bait us in with crap and then give us awesome games?
Yeah. This one's like really weird. I think Chiefs win it. But it's kind of like, if anyone is going to take games off of Chiefs, it's Direwolves and Legacy. And AV.
It's these three
that's
teams.
not even saying it's like a favoritism kind of thing, because like all of these, the 3 other teams that I just listed are all top 4, and they all have the ability to take games off one another. So I mean, I think if Chiefs win the first game 2-0, I think if Direwolves win the first game, it'll be 2-1 to Chiefs.
Oh really?
So no matter what, I think Chiefs will win, but I think if Direwolves win the first game, they'll still lose.
Yeah, dude. I'm definitely with the reigning champions on this one. I'm thinking 2-0, but it's going to be 2 close games, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, Perfection is really good. Or Fantix, his name is now, and yeah, he's just somebody like you don't disregard like at all. So, be an interesting game. Really excited for that one, actually. Dude,
it's going to be a good week.
Keen as a bean, dude.
Yes. Well, thank you, sir, for joining me on this late night, early morning podcast.
Not a problem.
Hopefully, it's relatively well received. We can do it again because I'm looking forward to paying close attention to the OPL and hearing your thoughts on it next week.
Too easy. I really hope it gains some traction because this was a lot of fun. So
yeah, dude, good times.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the podcast, and I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of the League Down Under. You can find this episode and future episodes at youtube.com/mooshuman. That's MOOSHUMAN. I'm currently in the process of getting it on iTunes for the podcast catchers, so hopefully that will be done soon. You can find Eddy on Twitter at FatCatOCE, and you can find me at mooshuman also on Twitter. If you have any feedback on the episode, be it positive things or even negative things, feel free to hit myself or Eddy up on Twitter. Tune in next week. The episode should be coming out on Thursday, where we'll be discussing the second week of OPL and much more. But I'll post updates on Twitter. Once again, thank you, everybody. Much love, and I'll catch you next time.
League Down Under. Women go and men plunder.